It gave me a massive Chicago flashback when you messaged me.
Yeah, dude, it's good to see you, man.
Yeah, good to see you.
Where is your where's your office that you're currently in? Is it?
That's his house. He's working from home.
Oh,
Yeah,
got it.
There's someone giving a speech behind me there.
Right. These are
Sell more.
You're making your way up to the stage. Wait, you're sitting at home, so what could this be?
I don't know.
It's the interview part of the show.
Oh,
I said the interview part is the show.
That makes sense.
The interview part is the show. Just multiplied by 3. 3-headed interview. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our very special guest for the day, Mr. Tim Bond.
Yes.
Usually when I sign into a podcast, I have no idea what I'm signing up for, and I always expect the worst, but you really knocked it out of the park immediately.
Oh, doesn't Brad have kind of that Randy Newton kind of like thing going on, and it's like so much more charming somehow.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tim, thank you for being here.
I guarantee it'll go downhill from here.
Oh, Tim, yeah. It's going to be a nightmare from here. Tim, thank you for joining us. Tim is a comedian and writer virtuoso, based out of Brooklyn, written for The Tonight Show, written for the All That reboot on Nickelodeon, if I'm not mistaken, which is, for me, kind of a really, really big deal.
I should have known that.
And also just an absolute sweethart who I love very much and is very funny.
You missed
Tim,
his big credits. He interned at WBEZ. That's a big credit. He contributed to the AV Club.
Yeah, and that's me putting. That's after I deleted the really embarrassing jobs. Not embarrassing, but like the ones that make your resume look insane. Like I was at Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh man, I'm laughing, but my resume still has all those jobs because
worked at an Einstein's Bagels in Boys Town. I did the whole
I was so excited when I first started acting and I found out that you didn't have to put dates on your acting resume like you have to on your normal resume, because I had all my high school plays in that motherfucker.
Much ado about nothing. Right? Death of a salesman.
I was the lead in our town for sure. Yeah, professionally.
Okay, Tim, sorry. We got sidetracked. We're just really excited to have you. All right, I'm going to explain how the show's going to work before we get too excited. So
you say all the words, Eric. God.
Oh, you know what, Chucho? Do you want to try taking an intro for the first time and doing it right? Let's see. Here, Tim, let me say. Chucho sometimes does intros, and they're usually horrendous, but I'm going to kick it to him and let him explain the game. Chucho.
Welcome to the show.
Oh, my God.
He always kills us.
Wow.
Explain the damn show.
Very Ira Glass energy there.
Yeah. So, welcome to Triple Teams with Handsome Naked. How the show is going to work is we're going to have rounds of questions. Each round, all 3 of us are going to ask you a question. You only have to answer one of those 3 questions. But if you answer Brad's questions, who are generally the easiest ones, you will have to sing it.
You'll have to sing.
So,
right,
Chucho actually did that pretty well.
That was really good. I'm really proud.
We only had to goad him into it for like 5 minutes.
Tim, that is how I've introed all 13 shows that we have done. So can you tell me what is wrong with how I've done this?
Well, as someone who once interned at WBZ, I have to say it is the NPR energy. And I'm saying this, I'm not coming again. I sound like, one of my biggest flaws is that I'm a black man with NPR voice. So I know the struggle.
You mean one of the biggest assets you haven't been able to figure out how to capitalize on?
There's a whole demographic out there. They just don't know how to find you.
Right?
There's a Facebook group, Black Guys with NPR Voice.
All right, so round 1. This is my question. You'll get to hear all 3. My round 1 question is, what computer do you use?
Jesus. I'm going to say, what is something that you have strong opinions on, but no one else seems to care about?
Okay.
And mine is, which children's cartoon would make the best dark cinematic universe? Which character would it center around? And give me like a handful of plots or something. Just give me a detail or two.
Wait, was that a question?
Yeah.
Was that 4 questions?
Yeah, get used to that, Tim.
Look, you'll see. Mine are going to be kind of a mess.
Okay.
Which children's cartoon would make the best dark cinematic universe?
Oh, my God.
Which character would it center around? And give me a plot.
I literally want to answer all 3 of these.
You can't.
You only get one. That's the rule.
Yeah. We
Here's
will
the thing, Tim.
mute you.
We make the rules.
Okay, I'll tell you an opinion
Because
of mine.
little do you know, this is about us, not you.
This is for us.
This is our way of hanging out during COVID. We don't care about the guests.
This is tough. This is tough. I'm just gonna answer. Okay, I'm gonna answer the first ones really quick. MacBook Pro and Hey Arnold.
Oh, you
That's the
gotta
really
sing
quick.
What?
MacBook Pro.
Oh, wow.
That's exact. See, here's the thing. People usually try a lot harder than that. Literally, it can just be your answer. All you have to do is
Yeah.
sing it. Right?
Sometimes they're yes or no questions.
People make songs out of it. Really, all you have to do is just sing your answer. Okay, so MacBook Pro was round one. Okay, you wanted to answer the other
He
ones,
wants
but
to
you
answer.
can't.
He wants to answer Chucho's.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
fine.
that's
Let
what
him
I wanna
answer.
answer.
We'll let him answer two, just this first round.
All right. Yeah, I'm new to this. I don't believe in sports. I don't believe sports exist. I think it's just a big thing that everyone agrees on. But here's my problem with sports. The big one. It's you only win because of the rules.
Isn't that life too, though?
Yeah, but it's just like you're watching people play. Like, who cares about a double dribble? Like, why are we all agreeing on the? You know, and you win. I mean, I guess the people, do they get a bonus, these teams, when they win?
Yeah.
Because my whole thing, like, if I'm just playing basketball with some friends and I win, okay, I win what?
You're not you're not a guy who's there. You don't love the idea of winning, or like you're not a competitive. Like, I gotta win.
Yeah.
No,
I feel like it's,
winning at a game of basketball with your friends is like the current day establishing dominance over the rest of the crew. Like, so that's
Yeah,
how
but
you
it's like-
show that you're the alpha.
you know, it's the same thing with board games. I don't believe board games. It's like you create a bunch of rules. And then someone wins.
How do you
but
not
just
they
because-
exist?
But it's
They
not like you actually.
exist?
It's not okay. I don't believe it exists. I believe certain sports exist, like track. You ran really fast. I get that.
But you have to stay in lanes. You can't trip people. These are rules.
So what about swimming then? So you like all individual sports, but
All
not golf.
individual sports where it's like
golf?
But no
punching,
way.
like boxing. You punch that guy a lot.
So
Boxing is the
like-
most rule-based sport ever.
But
So-
I mean,
Although
objectively,
you
I
punch
don't like
that
the
guy a
rules
lot
of it,
summarizes
but there are a bunch of
every
rules in there.
boxing match.
But I feel like
Yeah.
it's the closest. Like basketball should have knives involved. It should really be you
Okay.
trying.
Okay. I love that. I've often said they should allow all steroids into baseball. Let
Yeah,
all
this
of the
is true.
baseball players take all of the steroids and let them
If
go.
this is a true
insane.
competition, let it be
Yeah.
just like a real.
I've always argued that in baseball they should be allowed to carry the bat around the bases with them.
But here's my question: when did we all sign up on agreeing to the rules? And the rules that we play by today weren't always the rules. Like the double dribble thing wasn't always a rule.
I get mad about this
Double
too.
dribble's
like, as
always
as
been a
fan-
rule.
Okay, yeah, but
Well,
like,
no,
I get what
because
you're-
when Dr. James Naismith created basketball at the YMCA, the ball that he used
Okay,
wasn't able to dribble.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, if you want to go back to the Apple Baskets basketball, then yes, you can't dribble. Sure, that's true. The game has changed.
Okay, I get that we all agree. Like you have this locational pride to your teams, and we all agree that something is happening
Yeah.
when you're watching.
I don't even like sports.
Is it
A
arousal?
sports
It's
game.
arousal. You're becoming
but
aroused because
it's-
of your locational pride.
Yeah.
I'm actually really like this, making it more academic. This is great.
But and then you're celebrating this thing that happened at that specific place on Earth. Nothing really happened there.
For me, it's a community thing.
Nothing affected the universe.
It's like a group of people who all are watching the same thing together at the same time and celebrating it.
but to your
and
point,
it's
Tim-
it's a thing that me and my friends get to do together.
To your point, though, Tim, like even when your locational pride pans out and your team wins the championship, oftentimes they destroy the city.
Yeah.
yeah.
Why?
Why?
Why is that?
What's going on?
And
man?
you
What's-
don't get anything for I've thought about it many times where I'm like, I'm so sad when they lose, and I'm like, but what if they won everything? So I can walk
Yeah.
around and go,
You get to
my
see your
team's the
city
best.
destroyed, literally burned to the
And
ground.
what does
So
that
we-
make? The official game, the official game. What if What if you watch them practice? Does that like these two teams are just playing against each other, but it's not official. There's no basketball pope telling you that it's
So
that this is
what you're
canon.
saying, Tim, is that
Basketball
every
pope.
sporting league should be converted from they shouldn't televise the games, and they should just televise the practices like a reality style TV show for every sport.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's a way better-
that's
that's way better
essentially what
TV.
we're watching right now.
That's way better TV.
In quarantine. These aren't real basketball games. These
Well,
are just people practicing in a room, bouncing a ball.
To your point, I grew up a Detroit sports fan, and they've done nothing but disappoint me my whole life. And so then, the older I got, the more I realized, there's an old Seinfeld joke where he says, they change owners, they change coaches, they change players. So that's not what you're cheering for. You're literally cheering for the laundry. So then I was like, yeah, why do I cheer for these teams that always lose? And I was listening to Bomani Jones, who is a ESPN personality. Yeah, and I was listening to his podcast. That's not a name drop. Yeah.
Bomani Jones.
And he was saying that he used to be a Falcons fan, but he was like, it literally became bad for my health. And he's like, so I always tell super fans of teams, do they bring you joy or do they make you more angry? And if they're not bringing you joy, why do you stay a fan? And I was like, that's interesting.
Because you like to punish yourself because you're a bad person inside.
Right. Yeah. Basically.
I mean, that's my answer. I'm a bad person inside.
And I'm saying that you're a bad person inside.
Myself.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to round two. You can have a last thought. You can't, Tim. They can't.
No, I was just saying this all, the impetus of this, if that's even a word, is
it is. Yeah.
Is coming up as a kid who hated PE, and who always had these expectations of people to play sports like basketball and football. I just think we need to give actual incentives, like you win money or candy or something. Give people something that they're actually winning to make them want to physically damage their bodies for...
What outside of money and candy would a little kid want?
Hey, I
can't think of anything, literally.
I have a certificate of participation for March Madness for college basketball, so I got a piece of paper. Yeah,
I was a D1 women's basketball player. That's a story for another day. Continue.
Okay, so round two. My question would be, what's for dinner tonight?
All right. I'm going to say something useless that you spend too much money on.
Okay, and my question, I've asked a lot of different guests, and just something Tim tells me that you're the right person to ask about this. Goofy movie or All Dogs Go to Heaven, and why specifically?
This is such an easy
question. Stop saying that, Chucho. It's not an easy question.
It's not. So easy.
You're asking which one's better?
And why?
That's a tough one. I think I'm going to go for what's for dinner. And you really buried the lead with this show. I'm not a singer.
Dude, that's kind of the point. What do you have a style? Do you have a style you want me to hit?
I'll try to go with anything. I quit. You quit college. I quit improv. I'm horrible at.
Good for you. That was a good choice.
Yeah.
I don't know what's for dinner tonight. Is it rice? Will it have spice? I don't know what's for dinner tonight. My girlfriend's a vegetarian, and I don't eat anything without meat.
What are you talking about? You quit improv.
It's just talking with singing. It's just you improvise talking all day.
That was a good measure better than most people who try really hard.
Very true.
To be honest, I thought you were going to end after what is for dinner tonight? Is it going to be rice? I thought you were going to
Will it have spice? Literally was a nice spank on the rear. That was really exciting.
Also, you rhymed, which is just not even required for songs.
It was like this new age rhyme, too, because it was right away. There's no... You know what I mean? There was no setup. It was just payoff. It was great.
Weirdly, that what you were talking. So I normally don't listen very well when someone's singing because I'm so focused on the beautiful music that we're making together. Mm-hmm. So I totally ignore the words, and so I don't pay attention. But I actually heard you this time because it's the same thing that we've been eating a lot of vegetarian too. And my wife's she came home and she was like, "Hey, I want to eat vegetarian all weekend." And I was like, "Cool, I've been grilling meat every night you've been gone. So what are we gonna do?"
Yeah, it's a weird thing, and my girlfriend gets really annoyed when I say this, but I grew up eating meat is the basis of the food, and everything else is just
side dish.
Side dish. They're either the second guitar player, So,
yeah, I had a vegetarian roommate who was a good cook, and after I got done eating her meal, I'd be like, "That's wonderful," but I still feel hungry and unsatisfied.
Yeah, or I'll be like, "That's wonderful, but what was that? What do we even call this? It's just a bunch of vegetables on a
drop a hunk of meat on this puppy."
What I hate is when they try to make the vegetables resemble a meat product. I'm like, I don't mind vegetables, just don't try to sell it to me as something it's not.
Yeah,
I think a great T-shirt would be Tim smiling really kindly, and then just underneath it would say, "Drop a hunk of meat on this puppy."
Yeah.
Anyway, that's just. I think that would soar off the shelf. Brad, your thought? Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh
jump
no,
in.
that was kind of the end of it. We do eat a lot of vegetarian now, and I find that I really like cauliflower is a good substitute.
Oh,
for
yeah.
me.
Yes.
Like not like I agree, Chucho. I'm not let's turn it like how turkey likes to be every other meat. We
Yeah.
don't
Yeah,
eat turkey
yeah.
so
I
long.
like
you heard
that.
of
Don't you talk
cauliflower
about
steak?
turkey
Okay.
like that.
No,
But
you're an idiot, Eric.
cauliflower, like
Shut
we'll
the
do
hell
like
up.
cauliflower like sandwiches or pitas, or like we'll deep fry it and make buffalo cauliflower, which
That's
legit.
good.
Then I'm like, oh, so no, I'm not randomly getting gross chunks of like chewy meat. I'm actually just like add all this crunchy breading stuff with delicious buffalo sauce that I'm dunking in ranch. I'm really hungry. Okay.
And Eric, I think your shirt idea is good, but I think
Yeah.
I would think it would be better if it was some boxers with his face.
Oh
and some
yeah,
drop some
and
meat
it was
on
either it was on the front was his face and on the back was
Yep.
the saying.
Drop some meat on it. Yep.
Drop a hunk of meat, so that the little buttonhole could be like
Yeah.
right in the middle of his. Yeah, that would be good. And then he's just like,
Yeah, I would love to be the face of boxers. I guess I never
Yeah.
thought about that, but that's great advertising.
what we're doing is fixing a lot of your merch issues for you. Here.
Right.
All right, next round.
Yeah, let's do round 3.
Let's do
round
it.
3, my question would be, when's the last time you left the house?
And that's probably a really good question. I'm gonna say, what's your worst bomb on stage?
All right, and mine, Tim, is all right. This is a kind of a long setup.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, imagine you're a janitor living in a rented bedroom of a senior citizen's guest house in rural Iowa. Okay, what color ink do you write your apocalyptic manifesto in? What's the first sentence?
This is a new question.
Okay, I'm a janitor in rural Iowa, and there's
Yeah,
an
but you're living
apocalypse.
in a second bedroom of a senior citizen's rented home.
Living in the second bedroom of a senior citizen's
Of senior citizen's guest home.
guest home. There's an apocalypse.
Well, I don't know, but you're a janitor who's writing an apocalyptic manifesto. So that just tells you where you're at. I don't know if the world's actually ending, but what color are you writing your crazy manifesto in? And what's the first sentence?
I really wanted to give like equal amount of time to each of your questions. That was kind of my political strategy.
Yeah. It's
You
going to be
should.
hard for me
We
because I'm going to
make
keep
that
making
hard,
them harder.
That we have had people completely ignore Eric before. That is
Sometimes
acceptable.
people only answer mine. Some people
Yes.
only.
Yeah.
It all depends on the vibe. It's all
Yeah.
the vibe.
We learn who you like from this.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
All right, I'm trying to think of my worst bomb, and if anyone I know who has seen me bomb is listening to this, I'd like you to correct with what you think might be worse. What is my worst? Well, I did a show where I couldn't tell if I was bombing or not because it was at a dog bar somewhere in Illinois.
what does that mean?
Yeah. What the hell does that
Are there
mean?
just
You never
dogs?
heard of a dog bar?
No.
Like, is it just for dogs?
It's like where people who have dogs can bring their
people
dogs.
and
Dog-friendly
dog
bar.
Dog friendly bar.
Yeah, but basically, like this. I think this was like.
I thought the bar itself was made out of dogs.
That would be dope. Anyway, continue.
Many taxidermy dogs.
And it was one of those where, like, I think someone from DePaul had booked it or something. Like one of those where, like, there's some money involved in it.
Yeah.
And so me and a couple comic friends, we actually got a limo service from Chicago to whatever part of Illinois this was to perform at this dog bar. And there weren't many people there, and I think it was the first time a lot of us did like half-hour sets. And so I literally can't tell if. See, now I feel like I'm disappointing you.
No, people were more focused on keeping their dogs behaved than they were on the set. Is that because that's what I would? My dog's loud and kind of obnoxious. She's a sweetheart, but she if there's a lot of people around, she's gonna be like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we would be focused on that, and it'd be really
I
hard
kind
to
of remember
listen
that
to
there were
jokes.
just like sort of 5 people there, and it was one of those where they're really supportive at the fact that this is the first time these people are doing 30-minute sets.
Yeah. So they're like, oh, yeah.
We definitely came to this dog bar for comedy, for sure. That's not.
You're doing so great. I didn't get that one, but I still like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eric, do you remember like our first year of being Handsome Naked? We did a show. I forget where it was, but it was in a basement somewhere, and the only people that showed up were the opening act and us. The host didn't show up, and it was just the bartender who was mad that we decided to stay and just perform for each other.
I think it was at the Elbow Room, wasn't it?
I think it might have been, yeah. And I think
anyway.
we went first, and I was like, we could just leave. And you're like, no, let's sit and watch the other group.
Yeah, I don't
they
know
watched us.
why I said to stay. Also, funny story about you, Tim. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm pretty sure that when I first met you and Ian were together when I first met you, it was a show at DePaul. Speaking of DePaul, and there was food being served. I was hosting for some. I don't know why I was hosting. Right?
I know you're talking.
But for some reason there was chicken and stuff being served, and like it was either you or Ian. I think it may have been you, Ian Abramson.
Oh, okay.
I introduced, I think, Tim, I'm pretty sure it was you, and you came up on stage to perform your set with your chicken in your plate of chicken in
That
hand.
sounds right. I mean, it could have been Ian too.
And I remember being like, I like this guy. This guy's he's gonna go somewhere. And that's what I remember about. And I remember meeting both of you guys there, and then we like saw each other everywhere else too. But I was like, this dude might have everything figured out.
Moment of truth, Eric. Do you remember any of his jokes?
No, I was like, this motherfucker's really eating a chicken wing during his set. He took bites during his set.
I wonder.
Your jokes are
that
memorable.
could have easily been Ian too.
It was one of you guys, and I remember being like, well, these dudes are on top of their game right now.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you and Ian are pretty much the same person.
Sort of. Yeah. It's very weird. It's
it's a Jekyll and Hyde type thing, except for they're I don't know. I'm not sure which one's good or bad. You know what I mean? Like in terms of evil or
right.
Or not.
Ian is just Tim who has never seen the sun.
Round 4? I think that's what we're on.
Let's do it.
Maybe round 4. Okay, my round 4 question would be, do you cook your own food? A lot of food questions for me.
I'm gonna go with favorite
really
high.
hungry.
So with food, I'm gonna stick with food and say favorite high snack.
Okay. I'm gonna try and give you one you might answer here. All right,
Nothing from your brain.
What are your 3 favorite things about me? Be specific.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll go with that one. What's weird is I don't think you've ever asked that and it hasn't been answered.
Oh, wow.
There's people that haven't answered.
Okay.
As I've asked it to people who've never met me before too, in addition to people who already know me, and they're like, "Yeah, I don't know where to go with that."
Someone who didn't know us very well just was like, your hat, your shirt,
your
beard.
He was like,
those were physical traits.
I was like, dude, okay, I'll take that. I will take all of that. I needed it today.
I think. See, I get so like my high snack answer is not going to be exciting. It's going to be like tortilla chips or something.
Well, you answered it.
Well, I answered it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. See, you're sneakily trying to answer all the questions.
So we can go to the next round. I mean, that's fine. Let's do the next round. Next round.
Okay, so my next round question would be: have you ever skydived?
Skydove? Yes. I'm gonna say because I hate nice people, so I'm gonna force you to be mean. Who's your least favorite comedian?
Whoa.
I'm going to go totally different direction. What are your 3 favorite things about me?
Jesus, worst
Be
favorite.
specific, please.
My least favorite.
Preferably someone you know personally.
Bill Cosby, that guy.
And Eric is an acceptable answer, yes.
I don't know where these hands are coming from.
We have to go with the skydiving question.
Ooh.
I've never skydived. I've never skodoved. I've never jumped out of a plane. But have I thought about it? Perhaps. Does that make me insane? I've never skydived.
Oh, man. I've never skodoved.
Yeah.
Killed me.
Well, it's official. Our next album will have a lounge song on it, and you will be singing that lounge song
You
for
have
us. Yeah.
pipes, brother. Holy
sort of
moly.
like the Carpenters did a skydiving song.
I've never skydived. I've never skydived.
For some reason, I just immediately become.
Do you sing
Charlie
your
Day
girlfriend
Randy.
to sleep every night? That's amazing.
Damn. Skydove or skodoved really got me going.
So you've thought about it though. I don't think that makes you insane. To be clear, to answer your question.
Well, it
I have
rhymed with
thought about
plane,
it, but
so it
I'm
was
horrified. I would
Yeah.
not be able to handle it. But maybe I would. I don't know.
I wouldn't. I'm not.
Feels like one of
that's
those
not
things that
me.
you kind of instantly forget afterwards in a weird way. Like you ever, you're driving and you almost hit someone, but then after you don't, you kind of get over it. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're so close to dying, and you're like, "Well, I'm just gonna put this in another barrel somewhere."
I'm not gonna sit and fester on that one for a minute.
I was texting, and I am high, so I don't want to think about how I just almost killed myself.
Maybe the next 3 minutes of driving are just road focus.
Road focus.
Don't wake up my sleeping wife.
Yeah.
For me, it's like don't wake up you guys in the passenger seat. It's like,
Well, I'm usually
no.
awake and like plastered to you.
Yeah.
and pitching
Eric's
you
there
ideas.
just chugging Red Bulls like, hey man, what do you need? You want to talk song ideas? What do you want to do? And I'm like, I got a song about this. Let's do a song about this. Let's do a song about this.
And I'm in the back half listening.
Usually.
You are dealing with us now. Okay, so how much time do we have left, y'all?
We got time for one more round?
Yeah, we have time for one more round before the final
Let's do
round.
it.
One more and then
So,
the final. Okay.
Okay,
This is the penultimate question.
Is it penultimate? Okay, here we go. My question for you would be, what's your favorite vacation destination?
Oh, that's more in depth than you get normally, huh?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with what would be worse? Being a black man with NPR voice or being a black man who is skydoved?
Okay. My question I'm going to ask, no one's answered it yet, but I think it's a good question. What's a saying or phrase that your parents used while you were growing up that you realize later on isn't a thing people say in the real world?
That is a really good question. Yeah.
Wow, that is really good. I wish I had something that immediately came to mind. I think
I think
love
that's the
you.
problem.
No.
My parents said silly like a pirate, and I thought that was a thing. I thought pirates were silly.
I feel like I've heard that, but not from my parents. I don't know where, but yeah, silly like a pirate.
I'm like, why are pirates so fucking silly? They seem scary. And then I saw Captain Phillips, and everything came crumbling down.
Well, are you talking about? Wait, was the question parents? It's specifically parents.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it can be people that you knew growing up that you were around a lot, like a wayward uncle.
I don't know how this started, but this is something that both my aunts and my aunts say.
God damn you! I love you.
When someone will ask,
Yeah,
and
your aunt's farm and then your aunt's.
when someone will ask, like, how are you? They will excitedly respond, fine, like I'm looking. That's their answer.
Fine, like I'm looking.
Fine, like I'm looking. Yeah.
All right.
Fine like I'm looking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fine like I'm looking. I like it. That made me have to clear my throat. Fine like I'm looking.
Saying that to people.
Fine like I'm looking.
Okay, let's do the
I'm
final
turning it
round.
into something weirder, but I like that one. Okay.
I just want to make sure Tim has time to plug stuff too.
Yes.
Yeah.
His,
So here's our final question that we ask every guest, Tim.
Chucho, you can take this one.
Great. This is something that we know has been on your mind for the last half hour while you've been
Has to have
talking
been.
with us. Yeah. So our final question of Triple Teamed with Tim Barnes
Yep.
is fuck, marry, kill, Eric, Brad, Chucho.
Wait, and do I sing it?
Oh no, you just explain
I mean, if
it.
you want to.
But
you
but
could.
we need in detail descriptions of all three rationales.
Yeah, and also bonus points for how you would fuck or kill whoever you're going to fuck or kill.
Yes. Or a description
right.
of the wedding.
Yeah, or like wedding color palette would
Yeah,
be
is it
fine,
destination wedding? What is it? Yeah.
too. Location and color palette would work.
Okay. Location and color palette. Okay. All right.
That's what he focused on. That's
Brad,
what got his
the
attention.
amount that you've talked about food today makes me think that you're a very loving partner who cares about this, who cares about sustenance, both emotionally and in the tummy. and so I would marry you.
He is a good cook.
It's all
He always
it's
gets
all I think
married.
about.
He deserves to be married.
This
He's the
morning I
most
said to my
marryable.
wife, if you don't think I'm thinking about the next meal as soon as we're done eating this meal, then you don't know it. And she was like, I know.
Chucho, if I weren't a straight male, I would choose to fuck you. Purely
you.
based on your location. You got a nice chair that seems like an interesting spot. Whatever's behind that.
Yeah,
I love you.
yeah. You're
Behind
gonna
those doors seems like you know,
Push
it's
you
a
up
lot
against
of,
those
It-
glass
so
doors.
it would,
Yeah.
it would
So you're
not be
saying
the
you'd fuck Chucho in that chair?
yeah, it would not be. It would not be the first time that chair has gotten me laid. Let me tell
With someone else, or just that it was there and you had sex with it?
and
that's why I had to reupholster it. It used to be blue.
Chucho's really good at upholstery because that's
Yep.
very complicated upholstery.
and
Wingback
Eric,
shit. Yeah.
unfortunately, I'd have to kill you. But to
Is
do
it
in
unfortunate?
in the weirdest way, while killing you, I would tell you the 3 things I like about you and why.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I love that.
In the most disturbing fashion of murder, I will compliment you.
That sounds. Can I tell you something? The way things have been going for me, that sounds amazing. I'll take the death.
And
Give
he
me
would
those
be
3
doing.
compliments.
He would be doing it wearing the boxers with his face on it, with the same smile on his actual face. Yeah.
You know what? I would make so much money selling that T-shirt I was talking about before I died. That'd be fine. My whole
Yeah.
family would be set for life. You could kill me.
And that, folks, is what we call a herald.
No,
Just did a better herald on Zoom than anyone has
Yeah.
ever done in the IO space.
Tim, IO doesn't exist. The Herald is dead.
Good.
I don't even think anyone's going to get that joke.
Don't
They
worry.
may not get it because they won't listen to the podcast.
No, hey, Sharna will listen for sure.
Well, sure, she's gonna have to figure out which of us is auditioning for Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, right.
All right, we're running out of time. Tim, thank you for being here. Tell people where they can find you and your stuff and all your things and stuff.
Yeah, you just look me up at timbarnescomedy.com or follow me on Twitter at timbarnes451. That's the temperature at which jokes burn.
You're the worst.
I love that so much.
Oh, Tim, you've been absolutely.
I can't wait to
This
get
is
married and
delight.
just eat so much food together. It's going to be the
You're
best
so
day
fun, man.
Do you know that everyone wants to marry Brad? It's ridiculous.
We're gonna show stats to everyone at the end of our first season of who got fucked, married, and killed. I've been fucked or killed pretty much every single time. I got
Yeah.
married once.
Wow.
And I think I've gotten married once. Every other time has
think the
been
rest
Brad.
are-
Everyone wants to fuck or kill me or Chucho, depending on how the show went. But you've been an absolute delight, Tim.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It was really, really fun having
This
you on.
is awesome. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
well,
I
we will
believe in
keep
you.
you
Hey,
posted.
get back to work too. So,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people back there. That guy's speech is still going on somehow. 35
it's
minutes
kind of
later.
rude. You should probably turn around and listen to this guy, whatever he's
Yeah.
saying.
What were you saying?
Ain't nobody do it better.